think I heard some grunting noises coming from the furnace room. Why is he telling Manny of all people? You guys asked for it. I tried to forget it. But here we are for the complete story of Greg the Furry. Easily one of the weirdest fanfictions that have ever been released. And I mean, that's going up with stories like Greg's No Nut November and Frank's Night Out. So you know there's definitely some strange stuff in here. I know you guys have been waiting quite a while for this story to come out. So I don't want to waste your time because we're hopping into the first page of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Greg the Furry. Let's go. September, Monday, 3 days before Rainforest. Like I said 3 years ago, I will not be saying those words. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm really sick of my family. They won't support me finally going out of my room and going to conventions, and are really disrespectful to me. Yesterday, Roderick, who is really attractive by the way, just punched me again, even though I made it clear to him that I don't like spontaneous BDSM. You fucking furry. My brother Roderick, he knows about my humiliation fetish. Don't worry about the lack of YIF drawings. Every 2 pages will be... okay. But the rest will describe my experience as an oppressed member of society. Friday. I know I'm supposed to post, I already hate this, on every even page, but today, while I tried to film a sex scene, Roderick said, "What the fuck are you doing, Greg? I thought you would clean the toilet. You were so hot." I still don't know why Greg is such a damn freak when it comes to Roderick. I mean, that's his brother, and he's off the rails, man. He's got a lot of issues wrong with him. Then he shooed me away and said, "Whatever, it's not like I expected you to be a valuable member of society. I mean, if he doesn't cooperate with my YIF, I can just do it alone." Saturday. I'm so excited. Tomorrow is going to be Rainforest, and I told everyone in class about it, but they reacted weird. Oops. I just finished putting all I just finished putting all the dildos and stuff in the backpack. Mommy says I'm a big boy for finally going outside. I got so hyped that I even forgot to sleep in my fursuit. YIF for life. Okay, here's your YIF you wanted so much. Here we go. Furries must shower before entering Rainforest. Why is my son such a disappointment? I don't know, Frank, but I'm with you on that. He is very odd. Notice his bulge. No diddy, no nothing. I gotta admit, though, Greg is packing some heat. Notice his bulge. What's this? That is your Greg meat. Can I touch your boogly woogly? This is Rainforest, by the way. Yeah, nah. I'm still not gonna read that. This is fucked. This is not happening. Sunday. Today was day 1 of Rainforest. It was exactly like I hoped it to be. Vibrator noises? Yiff me with your furry dong? This was a dildo I brought to Rainforest, by the way. I don't get paid enough for this shit. Why the fuck would you take the job in the first place? You got a bunch of these fucking freaky guys here. Holy shit. Half of them were fucking hard. What is happening? After the group orgy, we got together and slept in our sleeping sacks. Yes, we tried YIF, but the evil beardo guy didn't allow midnight sex. I shared my toys with my furry friends and we played together in the group room, if you know what I mean. I already love Rainforest. I can't wait for the next 2 days. Maybe I'll even get to use the glory hole somebody drilled in a door. Saturday. You might be wondering why I haven't continued my diary in a while. Well, it has one simple reason. I'm ashamed of it. After Rally accidentally hit my head at FurCon, the first thing I noticed was how I was surrounded by a bunch of degenerates. Then it hit me. I suddenly wasn't a furry anymore. It's like my IQ score just doubled instantly. So I left FurCon and threw all of my furry stuff away in my room. The next thing to do will probably be deleting my search history because holy shit, I really have to puke every time I open Google. Sunday. Holy fucking shit. If you are reading this right now, you probably won't believe what I'm saying. But wow. Today, a group of furries try to beat me up. It's like there's some kind of mafia organization or something. As if they felt betrayed because I left the furry community. The fact that I told them that they are fucking degenerates might have something to do with the fact that I got my right arm broken after swimming class. But I still don't think I deserve that treatment. Jesus, those guys are like a fucking cult. Why did you betray us? This guy got a fucking dildo? Leave this. I think a broken arm is plenty. I don't think you need to start going to town with this thing right here. This guy needs to calm down, man. Monday. I really must say that I'm proud of what I did last night. After I finished writing in my diary, I sneaked into the school and hung up anti-furry posters as a reaction to my arm getting broken. It hurt really freaking much to tape those posters on the wall, but it was definitely worth it. Seriously, those faces of the furries at our school were unimaginable. I'm extremely lucky I separated myself from that community. Right now, I'm planning my next big thing against those degenerates, and boy, that one will be priceless. Bulldoze furries. Stop furries now. No OWU zone. Look at bro in the middle. He's crushed. Tuesday. Well, oh god, he's back. I must tell you about a bad thing that happened today. I accidentally hit my head again at my room, and now I'm a full-on furry. Now, my dad seems like he's crying because he was so proud I invited my furry friend to yiff me in the basement. And when they did the usual foreplay, Dad said, "What the fuck, Greg? Why has your IQ dropped to 4 again?" They said that they were very happy to see me again. I'm sad that there will be no conventions in my area, but because of that, I plan my own now. Bye. Comes? What is wrong with this guy? Wednesday. Hello again. I'm preparing for the yiff in the basement as I'm writing this page. But first I have to send Rally out of the house. Not for kids. Sucks and nuzzles. And, okay, so you may be wondering why I suddenly stopped there. The reason is because I hit my head again while writing the entry. And now I am really scared. Do I have a personality I don't know about? Holy shit. Come yiff us, Greg. Oh, and the yiff friends. I forgot about them. Wednesday. I told my mom that I was sick, but in reality I just needed some rest. I spent most of the time thinking about what is happening to me, why I am constantly switching between furry and decent person. Do I need a psychologist? I have no idea, and I am low-key kinda scared. I think I don't want to ever drive a bike, if that means there's a risk I suddenly become a mongoloid again. So when I cleaned the hallway, Mom forced me to, there was a heavy knocking on the door. Just one look through the window showed me that the fucking furries are on the hunt again. Looks like I need a hiding spot. Thursday. I just finished working on what I proudly call the Intelligence Keeper. It's basically an old dildo on which I sawed the balls off. But boy, does it punch heads well. I tested it on Rally and he winced in pain and said he probably had a concussion. What a fucking bitch. I found a perfect hiding spot in case the furries are hunting me again. But I'm not stupid enough to write it down in the book. I will for now just write in this journal, that the plan I was talking about earlier also made some progress. Let's see if it will work. Friday. Even though I have all my tools to survive, I still need to understand my second personality. Because of that, I went to Rally to knock me over the head, and then, after letting me write in my journal, knock me over again. He said something about not being out for revenge or some shit. But I told him, it's just what friends do to each other. He finally agreed when I told him I would punch him in the head twice after the experiment. Let's see the results. I'm really anticipated on what my furry me thinks of this right now. Still Friday. Hi, this is Rally writing. Greg told me to write down everything weird he does, so I guess I will use the diary he brought it for. I hope he won't mind. The first thing he did was to call his friends and invite them to yiff. However, it looks like he was refused. So he proceeded to take his weird rubber thing and shove it up his poopy hole. He screamed, "Yiff me daddy," while doing so. Then, he peed milk all over the floor. No idea how, but he peed milk. It was sticky and he said it was for breeding. I think the experiment is done, so I will hit him over the head again after I finish writing. I don't want to hurt him. Saturday. Nice to see you again. Rally refused to hit my head a second time, and I still want to yiff. Moans. Okay. I masturbated in the furnace room, and Dad nearly caught me, but I was extremely lucky. I think I heard some grunting noises coming from the furnace room. Why is he telling Manny of all people? The Intelligence Keeper's not enough for my yiff hole. So I'm going to invite my fellow furry friends to suck furry dicks. What? I'm so glad Rally didn't hit my head so I can fulfill my cock nuzzling dream. Until tomorrow, nuzzling and suckling, whatever the fuck that means. Bye. Sunday. What is happening? Why are all my furry friends against me? I tried to invite them to an orgy in my house a second time and they still refused. I don't get it. I thought everyone likes me and my furry dong. A week ago, they should have. One of them even tried to beat me up. I can't believe it. What did I do wrong? Sissy. They said that they were betrayed by me and that I wasn't welcome to yiff again. Sucks. But why? I was always very loyal to my fellow furries and now they turn it around. I need to do research and then I can find out why. moans and sucks. Until tomorrow, Monday. As you know, school starts again, so I was finally able to see my other friends. But again, they reacted kinda weird. Come on. Even the dog of some stranger didn't like to yiff me. I quickly noticed I needed to research on this, so I'm going to ask Rowley what happened in the last days. I weirdly don't remember anything. I just want to be able to yiff again. I hope Daddy, oh my god, this guy, doesn't find out about this. He will say that I'm a degenerate again, and I don't like this. Tuesday. Today we had to listen to the school principal. He said us furries are degenerates and subhumans. Why is this again? I just want to yiff. And please help me, I am stuck inside a furry personality. Just in my head, please be accepted by other people. By the way, I found a furry-proof shelter. Well, not anymore. Beat a furry station. This was actually at school, Wednesday. Something weird happened today. I woke up in the classroom after I passed out at Rowley's and wondered how I got there. It was Friday afternoon after all. After they looked at me weird, they told me it was Wednesday and that Mr. Dick Suck was going to send me out of the class for being a degenerate. After school, I immediately went to my secret place to find out if furries vandalized it. And boy, fuck me in the eye holes. The walls were sticky. I really need a better hiding spot. Thursday, I found another secret hiding spot in the forest after lots of searching. It's twice as much away from my home than the first one, but it's more secure in the woods. In the meantime, I also practiced furry language. Yiff me daddy. Learn to speak furry fluently. I talked about a big plan earlier in this journal, and no, I did not forget it. I mean, I did, but I remembered it while I was carrying all my stuff to the new shelter. And trust me, that plan will go in history. Friday. Everything is going as I planned. Unless I get hit again, there will be nothing stopping my master scheme. The last thing I need to take care of is Dad. He constantly checks on me to see if I'm still a degenerate. And I don't want him to know that I'm, in fact, not a mongoloid anymore, but planning to betray those fuckers. Has anyone seen my pants? Speaking of Dad, occasionally, I wonder if he's secretly a furry. I mean, him losing his pants this dinner was really suspicious, but I could just be wrong. However, I must concentrate on my plan, and not Dad. Saturday. My suspicions are confirmed now. Dad is a secret furry. He hid it really well up until now, I must admit. But after I intentionally made sure he was never alone in a room for hours, he apparently couldn't keep it in anymore. I'm quoting from my notebook at 3:45 p.m. In the backyard of my house, I caught Dad deep-throating a dildo. He claims he fell on it. Frank! Why? How the fuck is he even managing to get that down in the first place? Look at that. It's the fucking size of his torso. Like, what? Looks like my plan has to wait. I have to now convert Dad into not being a furry. Sunday. As I said yesterday, I need to stop Dad from being a furry to act on my plan against them. Today I tried to educate him about why furries are total degenerates, but I don't think he seems to get it. So instead, I tried to teach him physically. I called some furry friend in my phone list and told him to mess around Dad's garden with me. Dag nab, you rotten teenagers! However, Dad is still a furry. Maybe I need to hit his head. Monday. I can officially confirm that I turned Dad into being sensible again. All I needed to do was to call a bunch of furries on my phone and tell them there's a furry hater living in Grandma's house. Then I invited Dad to go visit Grandma, got out with her to play bingo, and left just in time before the furries arrived, ready to knock someone's head in. Just like I wanted. See you later. Honestly, I feel kind of bad for Dad, but I need to remind myself that this is crucial for my plan. Wednesday will be glorious. Monday. My preparations were easier than I thought they would be, so I instead went to Grandma for some free self-made cookies. As I sat there, eating, I thought about how weird it was that Dad happens to be a furry, just like me, and that his furry personality can be easily turned off by hitting his head. I wonder if Roderick is a furry too, or Mom, or anyone else. After executing my revenge against the degenerates, I should really take the time to study each and every one of my family and see if they are secret furries too. Now that I think about the possible furry gene, how far does that go in my family tree? Maybe cavemen liked phallic-shaped rocks. Tuesday. So, yeah. My attack didn't go as planned. In fact, it wasn't even really an attack in the first place. More like something a prank YouTuber would do. Turns out a machine gun isn't in the price range of a video game, but about 20 times more than that. We then tried to buy one in the dark net for cheaper, but then we remembered that no one actually knows how to get into it. So, we had to do budget cuts. We bought about a dozen packages of toilet paper. I mean, some of us still had fun, but it just wasn't the same. I wish I had money. Thursday. Now that I write this page, me saying yesterday that I needed more money seems kind of prophetic at this point. I was contacted by a group named Gamers Against Furries, who claims it has the resources to help out in my attacks against the fur fanatics. I was a bit skeptical, but I still went to the address they gave me, and oh man, I sure love those swimming pools they have. The group consists of 30 teens ranging from the age of 14 to 18, but that doesn't stop them from having actual fucking guns and other weapons I could only dream of having. They told me I could have one too, if I do them a favor. Let's see what this is about. Friday. Oh god, he's back. Hello again. Finally, my furry me is back, and I want to yiff again. It's a little weird that I don't remember anything the last week, but that doesn't matter. In fact, the first thing I remember is that I was hanging from a tree, half naked, but I somehow didn't like it. There were fellow furries watching. I think they're from a secret furry gang. Maybe I tried to spy on them. Oh my. Then I fell on the ground and hit my head. Oh, what in the fuck? It just doesn't end with this guy. Saturday. Hi. Another day has begun. And I went to my computer to look up YIF, but there was a strange address. I still went there. There were Gamers Against Furries. Not good. They asked me, "What's wrong, Greg?" I said nothing. I just want a yiff. And then they said, "Holy shit, someone hypnotized Greg," or something. And then they said it was all Jim's fault. But I don't know any Jim. I just hit my head. But do they know? They said they would dehypnotize me. I'm confused. Sucks. Sunday. The hypnotation worked somehow. While that guy was trying to get me in trance, I fell into sleep and hit my head on the ground. So now those guys from Gamers Against Furries think they dehypnotized me within 5 minutes, which makes a perfect subject for more hypnosis tests to make me a hitman without morality or somehow. Great. The last thing I wanted was to be a killer that's a vegetable on the inside. I need to get away from those guys. But how? Monday. I successfully escaped Gamers Against Furries. I don't know what exactly they were planning to do with me, but I saw that part of the fence without spiked wire and instantly took the opportunity. Boy, was I close to being detected. Now what do? I considered changing my identity and moving to a new country, but then furry me wouldn't remember my old self. Maybe I need the furries to attack Gamers Against Furries. Let's just see what will happen. Tuesday. Well, turns out convincing a bunch of furries to try to beat up a gang of gamers is harder than I thought it would be. It seems to be okay to not know more than the basics of furry culture, but the more you climb up the ladder of power, the more important it seems to be to have advanced knowledge in the field, because only a really powerful furry can command the rest to do such an invasion. I need to study the lore of those degenerates. Jesus fucking Christ. Jane 2 dicks up her ass air. Furry dick and a tail of 2 knots. Wednesday. I'm actually starting to consider faking being a furry now. I took one look at the Twitter of the most powerful furries, and I must say, that really looks like a hell of a good life. One of those guys even has his own private jet. Then again, I'm not sure if I want to spend the rest of my life being surrounded by degenerates who non-stop yiff each other. On top of that, there will always be the constant risk of me being exposed as a normal person. Maybe I could bring Rally to hit my head before and after I go to the club. Thursday. This time I actually have nothing interesting to write about, so I'll rather bring something up that has been bothering me for some time now. I'm getting confused who I really am. I mean, I love that I'm a normal person now, but is it really my true self? After all, as far as I know, I was a furry since I was born and only recently discovered this state of my personality. When I look into the mirror, I can't recognize either of my known personalities. It's actually freaking me out a bit. Or I just have multiple personality disorder. Hell if I know. Friday. Hey mates. My fucking head hurts like hell. Some furry cunt hit me in the head while I was at their weekly Barbie. I was trying to get into their knickers and then crikey, they acted like I was a creepy cunt just because I was dating him. Hello ladies. Hot tub for furry use only. It's bloody weird over here. There are no animal cunts that want to kill me, and the world seems to be upside down. But maybe that's just cause I drank too much cold ones. Hopefully that will piss off. Alright, bad news. I was asleep last night jerking off to this picture of Holly. Holly last night, and I guess I was distracted and fell off my bed. So of all the places to fall, it was my head, and I became a furry. According to the date, I was only a furry for a day or two, but a lot must have happened since then. The first thing I found was in my nightstand when I was getting a rally. It's broken for some reason. Circular in the middle, when I noticed something next to it. There it was, just lizard dick thing. It was really disgusting, had a little yif juice on it. I wonder what else I did while I was a furry. It shouldn't affect my relationship with the furries. Actually, it really helped our little relationship. But they might notice that I'm acting like more of a furry than usual. Huh, Fregley showed up to my door. Why is she... Thanks. What? For last night. What happened last night? Did you already forget? We yiffed last night. What? What the hell? When I was a furry, me and Fregley had sex? What the hell? On my way to school, I noticed that I also took a shit in the middle of the road. Furry made me wrote his name in it. I tried my best not to look, but then I really hate this side of me. Maybe there's a way to make it go away. Maybe therapy. Rallies in here. Saturday. Wow. It feels like it's been a long time, even though my second last page was written yesterday. There's an in-between one, but it somehow doesn't feel like I wrote it. Weird. My font also changed for some reason. No idea why I wrote differently on the previous pages. Maybe laziness? But the most important thing is that I know Dad checks my diary to check on my degeneracy. Maybe he's just reflecting, but I think it correlates with a discussion I had with him yesterday about how YIF is necessary for human advancement. Yeah, I hit my head on the coffee table. Of course I know it's not okay for him to do that, but to be honest, I want to make sure that Dad helps me in case I'm my furry self again. I think I'll tear out my NSFW pages so he doesn't get too disappointed with me. And I'll remind myself that I can't write NSFW anymore. See you tomorrow, Dad. Sunday. It could just be me trying to be philosophical again, but I feel like a large portion of myself went away with me ripping out the NSFW pages. First, I was relieved that my degeneracy has been at least partially wiped from history, but I also have this feeling. It's a weird feeling. I can't really describe it, but it's stopping me from putting the ripped pages into the trash can. It's like a part of me gets erased. I don't understand that feeling, since that part of me is obviously way different. But then I remembered that I originally was a furry. In fact, me being a sensible person is completely new to my psychology. I locked myself in the bathroom so I can think about all this in silence. I'm currently writing in here. Maybe I can decide here what my true self really is. Me praying to God that I can find my true self again. Monday. And it didn't matter. Dad found my NSFW pages and threw them in the trash. I know those were just pages, but I also feel like this has some symbolical importance in my life. All those records about my furry me are now gone. Not just my recent ones. Every single page I made in my life before I became sensible for the first time is now in the trash. Wow. All those memories of me. All of my documents about my furry self. All the relics of someone I used to be. Gone. It feels kinda weird, but I miss my old self. Tuesday. Well, Jesus fucking Christ. I arrived at school and the first thing they did was call me Mr. Yif. God damn it. Hey, Mr. Yif. I'm so tired of still being seen as a degenerate and being bullied for it. Back when I was a furry, I didn't care. I think I actually thought it was kinda hot. But I can't know it exactly because Dad threw away my pages from my furry self. I know you're reading this. Fuck you, Dad. But what can I do? I'm just a guy with a mental disorder. In fact, I'm not even my true self right now because my real true self is my furry side. No matter if I like it or not. But my furry self was at least happy and didn't care about being degenerate. Maybe me being a furry is better. What do I know? Wednesday. So things escalated today with me being called Mr. Yif again. I snapped and beated up some kid who thought it was funny. Then I was suspended from school for a day. When I arrived home, I discovered a strange letter with the text by Gamers Against Furries. Fuck furries on it. I think those are the guys that wanted to hunt me, I think. Are they now offering me something nice? Anyways, here's the letter they sent me. We're having a lock-in this Wednesday night. You're invited to a night of supervised fun in the middle school auditorium. The event goes till dusk till dawn, features games and prizes. Chaperones needed. Admission is $5 and all proceeds will go to Gamers Against Furries. It could be a trap, but I'm also sure they know I'm not a furry right now, so I'm not too concerned about that. See you, Dad. Thursday. Well, fuck me sideways. The Gamers Against Furries meeting was a trap. When I was in the slide, some kids jumped at me and put a syringe inside of me. I have no idea what that stuff does, but at least I'm not dead right now. They kicked me out of the building after threatening to murder me and my entire family in case I snitch on them, and then I was alone. Oh, and Dad, if you're reading this, don't call the police. It's just fiction, I swear. Please don't tell anyone about this. Please. I'll just see what that stuff does to me, I guess. Dad apparently saw through my lies in my last page, because just this, he went and took me to the hospital to get checked. The doctor said we were lucky the needle was sterile, and that they found out what the mysterious liquid was. It's a chemical called Antius furrius that prevents people from becoming a furry. However, it doesn't cure furryism. He said that I was lucky they were just volunteers trying to prevent degeneracy, on which my parents agreed on. We didn't go to the police because they think it was a good thing that I was injected this stuff. But to be honest, I'm actually mad I have that liquid inside of me. I just want to be my old self again and not have any worries anymore. I don't even care if I'm degenerate that way. I just want to be happy. Saturday. Apparently the doctor telling my parents I'm not a furry anymore wasn't enough for them. I found this under my pillow today. Just the cover and title alone told me everything about the book. Spine ticklers. Tails, you lose. Oh, he's got the stupid face. I read the book, but honestly it feels like some sort of anti-furry propaganda. The story is about a furry who discovered magic tails and then goes to a town and fucks everything up. The happy ending is him being killed by a non-furry protagonist. Maybe they're trying to convince me that I shouldn't try to go back to being a furry again. Well, Dad, you failed. Because now I want to be my furry self again, even more, and you won't stop me. In other words, I'm running away from home. Goodbye, Dad. But I want to be myself. Sunday. Now that my parents aren't reading my diary anymore, I can tell you some personal things. Dear diary, maybe this is just me venting about my past life, but the knock on my head at the furry convention was actually a change for the worse. Now that I'm looking back at it, I mean, back when I was a furry, I was a degenerate, I know, but I didn't know or care I was. My furry self maybe got enjoyment out of deviant activities, but at least I was happy. But now, I'm driving away from my parents with a car I stole from them. I learned how to drive in the how to yiff while driving course, and all I have is my family swimming gear I found in the car trunk, some groceries I hastily stole before the police could find me, and some weird cards with my old furry sonas on it. They're sticky. Just please, get me out of this hell called non-furry life. Monday. It's day 2 of my escape from my parents and things are already not looking well. I went to the event hall where I hit my head for the first time, for old time's sake, but it just wasn't how I thought it was. There was currently a farmers convention with a pig race outside. One of them apparently got lost as far as I could tell. That fucking pig destroyed half of my rations before I was able to catch him. Great. Now I only have 2 days of food before I either starve to death, confess at the police, or steal at a store again, which is extremely risky. In an act of desperateness, I slaughter the pig, hoping no one will notice blood on the grass, and cooked up the meat with a camping grill. It tasted bland and probably was overcooked, but I will have to live with that for the next few days/weeks. I'm just hoping some kind of luck will strike me. Otherwise, it's over. Tuesday. Today I discovered something interesting. I looked out of my car and saw a strange building with pipes as well as a pool besides it. Gamers Against Furries Laboratory. As the sign says, it appears to be a laboratory by Gamers Against Furries. It looks like an abandoned water park, judging by the slides that are probably now used as chemical pipes and the pools that now act like a storage for all kinds of liquids. When I first saw all of this, my first reaction was to run away in hopes I hadn't been seen already. But now that I think about it, there could be an anti-chemical to the liquid inside it. I'll check that place out. Wednesday. I spent hours going around the area, hiding from guards and searching for security gaps before I was able to find a way to go to and from the laboratory building without being caught. As it turns out, there's a manhole near the highway that connects to the Gamers Against Furries laboratory. That way, I can get into the area undetected and start infiltrating the building from the inside. I used that opportunity and went into the Gamers Against Furries area, but sadly, there are guards in front of the 2 towers themselves too, which means I have to get creative again to get inside. Luckily, there's a pipe going into the ground that sounds like it's rarely used, maybe even completely unused. I could break a secret hole into the pipe, but that won't be finished until tomorrow. Up until that, I need to acquire food for the next days, because I just ate my last self-made pork sandwich, and I'm still really hungry. Thursday. Fuck. I forgot about the security camera. The Daily Herald. Furry robs store. The 14-year-old Furry G. Heffley walked this morning into the 7-Eleven at Main Street, carrying the gun that appears to have been the same one that has been stolen from a guard at the Gamers Against Furries laboratory, and threatened to shoot everyone in the building in case they won't give in to his demands. He stole food, money, and clothing, and is still on the run. Any information on his location will be appreciated by the police. What? Top. GH as he walks into the store. Bottom. Captured images of GH. All that effort in stealing a gun, planning the heist and robbing the store, and I forgot about the fucking camera. God damn it. Now it'll be even harder to infiltrate the lab, because they now know that I'm around them. Judging by the increased amount of guards near the fence, I'll assume they increased security because of my dumb mistake. But I can't give up. I nearly finished making a hole into the pipe, and I have all the plans ready. It's not possible to stop now. Friday. Despite my dumb mistake, I managed to finish and cover up the hole undetected. Then I drove my car to a hidden location, gathered some food as well as my gun, and made my way into the area. The pipe smells like it's full of chemicals I can't pronounce the name of. When I eventually reached the top of the pipe, I quickly went to the first room I saw and hid behind a shelf. I have no idea how long I was waiting there, but over the hours, less and less people entered the room until a group of guards did a quick routine check in the evening. Luckily, they were lazy as shit, so I wasn't found. I spent the rest of the evening exploring the now empty building, mapping out the rooms, looking for keys for locked doors, and so on. I'm currently writing in the pipe that smells the least like it has dangerous chemicals in it. Hopefully they won't use this one to pump acid or toxic gas through it tomorrow. I'm really tired right now, so I'll find a way out tomorrow. I can't go through the sewers because I'm pretty sure they have night guards in them right now. Good night, dear diary. I hope I won't die in here. Saturday. Dear diary, or journal I guess. Today, I nearly fucking died. I slept in the seemingly unused pipe when suddenly, at around 7 AM, some scientists thought it would be a great fucking idea to pump some weird gas through exactly that pipe. I instantly woke up and panically ran out of the pipe, but I instantly got caught. I swear, security guards are getting young as fuck these days. They threw me into a locked room without windows and told me I was allowed to keep my diary. They also told me I wasn't getting executed. Thank God. But that they were running tests on me. Now, hear me out. Gamers Against Furries, because you'll be secretly reading my pages at some point. I know what you mean with tests, due to the fact that I was in one of your outposts for a while. Do you really think I'll fall for the same trick 2 times? Let me out of this fucking torture chamber. March 12th, Sunday, 2019. Gamers Against Furries Laboratory, Woodsville, USA. The effects of psychochemical weaponry on the human body. The recent discovery of Bulgus extendus has shown the possibilities of psychochemical weapons, as seen with the degeneracy that follows upon inhaling the gas, dioxygen tungsten, also known as Bulgus extendus. Effects from W02 on GH, who reportedly is even supposed to have been vaccinated against furryism. Despite the low number of test persons, the effects of Bulgus extendus are already showing a clear change in the person's personality within seconds, falling into furryism and occasionally similar degeneracy. It appears to wear off within 15 hours. However, within that time, it is able to change that person's memory, behavior, and dignity abruptly in the matter of seconds. More testing and perfecting of the gas is absolutely necessary. Dr. S. Fisher. Monday. Another day of working as a slave for the lab and serving as a test person. Mowing the lawn has never felt that exhausting up until now. My daily schedule? Well, I wake up at 7, have a routine check and get injected with the next chemical the scientists want to test on me. Then I turn into a degenerate furry and do slave labor after breakfast, under observation of scientists. I usually come back to my senses around evening, but they use different chemicals every time, so sometimes it's even longer. I only have an hour at maximum between stopping to be a furry and going to bed. This 1 hour is precious free time in which I can plan my escape. I mean, doing normal stuff like every other slave and writing in my diary. All of this is really testing my wish to be a furry, because it's technically fulfilled, but technically is not the way I wanted it to be. Sadly, reality rather tells me to go fuck myself. Tuesday. After I woke up from being a furry, I felt something in my pockets. After being relieved it's not something degenerate, I realized it's a letter, so I waited until I was sure no one was seeing me and opened it. This is what I found. This is very interesting. I have no idea why my furry self decided to keep that letter he found, but it's definitely an opportunity for something. I'll make sure I hide the next pages from the scientists. Besides, I think I know that Dr. S. Fisher. She's the leading scientist in the Gamers Against Furries lab. This could help me. Wednesday. Oh boy, do I love being tested on and doing senseless rounds around the yard. I'm definitely a furry while writing this. As you can see, I write the fuck, I'm gonna have to say it, aren't I? I also write the nuzzles. I'm not planning any attempt to escape the laboratory. I'm hoping for another day of senseless testing. I love walking around yards and doing yiff like my fellow furry friends. I will now do the OO again. Thursday. Alright. This is going to be one of my hidden pages again. I'm not sure if I was convincing enough, writing as if I was a furry, but they looked like they bought it, so at least that's not going to be a problem. I've already decrypted about half of the letter from Dr. S. Fisher. She wrote about a new arrangement for the gas containers to make the building more secure. This knowledge could come really handy sometime. This gave me an idea. One thing that was also mentioned was the personal life of SF. At first I thought it was skippable because it didn't have any relevant information. But then I realized she mentioned that she used to be a furry as well. Relatable, I know. Oh, I almost forgot to write about my own life. Well, there's nothing interesting in it. Just the same labor as yesterday. Job after job, syringe after syringe. The life of a slave, to be short. Friday. I finally finished decrypting the letter. The second half consists of relatively unimportant information, except for the second last line. In that line, Dr. S. Fisher mentioned she received an angry email by a certain F. Heffley, and then talks about how she was surprised anyone is still searching for me. After all, she writes, I'm just a fucking furry. I don't know what exactly Dad wrote, but it seems to be a very insulting email. I'm not gonna lie, I was also surprised he still searches for me. Or that he even discovered I'm at the Gamers Against Furries laboratory. Could it be that he misses me? Well, maybe. Him having found out I'm at the lab, constantly getting injected some form of bulgus extendus, probably struck a nerve on him. He is a closet furry after all, even if he denies it. But he probably doesn't have the resources to help me, email or not. I have to find a way out myself. Saturday. While working on my plan, I heard some screaming coming from the lake near the area, so I went to the fence and took a look. It's Dad. Out of all the people who could have tried to save me, it's him. And I thought the email was only an empty threat. Judging by the looks of it, it seems to have been a freak accident where he rammed his carboat into one of the lab piers. No idea how he managed to do that, especially considering he didn't even need to cross the lake in the first place. There are already Gamers Against Furry guards arresting him, but taking him to jail, not the lab. Retard. Sunday. I can now officially say I escaped the Gamers Against Furries twice, but instead of a minor outpost, it was the laboratory, the second biggest Gamers Against Furries location after their main base this time. The actual escaping part was a bit weird, however. I got my gas mask, broke open every gas pipe, climbed over the fence with the now dead guards and stole the first car I saw on a dirt road near the highway. But unfortunately, there was one small thing I overlooked. It was a self-driving car, and it had a pre-programmed destination. I'm currently on the highway instead of a route through the forest like I planned, which means my face is visible to everyone. I could stop the car while driving, but that would cause it to automatically call 911, so I have to wait until it arrives at its destination. Wait, I'm going to look up exactly where it is. It's Plainview. Holy mother of bad luck. Monday. I finally arrived at Plainview after spending hours trying to hide from the car windows as a desperate attempt to not be seen. I broke into some apartment I assumed was empty, and it really was. As I'm writing, I'm currently closing all the windows and trying my best not to be seen. This also includes never turning on the light, which means I do all this in the dark. Food will definitely be a problem, especially because I'm being hunted right now, so stealing from a grocery store won't be an option. I'm still exploring the empty building, and with the exception of some rats and hobos, no one lives here. Thank God they can't read, so they won't understand the wanted posters. Oh, and it's already past midnight. Time to go to bed. Tuesday. Today I woke up to two things. One, some random dog that probably belongs to one of the hobos nearly fucking murdered me while I was asleep. Two, I was nearly caught by the police. I just barely managed to hide behind a bookshelf while they were searching for me. I can even provide an explanation for 1 and 2. 1 is simply hobos not training their dogs properly, but 2 is probably because I was seen when I stole food from the apartment next to the empty one. How ironic it's not even the first time stealing food gets me in trouble. I can call myself lucky the aggressive dog attacked the police, which distracted them and gave me time to hide. For the next days, I need to be even more careful to not get discovered, or else I'll die. Wednesday. I think I'm getting mad. Very mad. I went to bed. Then I heard a weird crash. What is that crash? Where is that crash? I'm confused. I'm scared. I'm lonely. Am I getting mad? Maybe I'm getting mad. Am I already mad? Am I? Another crash. I just want to sleep. I just want to be happy. Why is there a crash? Is there even a crash? Am I just imagining it? Help. Maybe I went mad. Maybe I went mad. But what if not? I knew not talking to anyone for days gets someone mad. But why me? Why me? Let me out. Thursday. I am sending cash to myself. It's a lot. $2. To whom it may concern. The cash is from Greg Heffley, 12 Surrey Street. $2. Very important. Found them behind an armchair. I also found breadcrumbs. Lunch. Am I going mad? Maybe I'm already mad. But I read about mad scientists. Am I one? Maybe I'm a doctor. I could be one. Ooh, I should research time traveling. Time traveling, yes. Will time travel and get $2. Very smart. Looking forward. Time capsule, do not open until time travel is possible. So Greg is kind of tweaking out right now, and from what he said, that he hasn't talked to anybody in just a couple days, how the fuck is he already going mad? That seems like it's just not possible from not talking to somebody for about like, let's go on a limb here, let's say 4 days. There's no way you can go crazy from not talking to anybody for 4 days. I read in a Furry magazine that the Gamers Against Furries laboratory staff got murdered. Is that true? No, it's not. While one of the captured furries did successfully escape and tried to gas the staff, he did not succeed in that. Our gas masks are located practically everywhere in the building and get checked every month. What's Ligma? Peter G. Is that fucking Peter Griffin? Get this guy out of the magazine, man. Furry comrade arrested by O. Wolberg. Today has been a sad day for every one of us furry comrades. We mourn our martyr, who is declared as schizophrenic, and hope our brothers won't fall for the same fate. We know his cure wasn't effective. He is still like us inside. His yiffing was like a blessing for us furries. While he didn't pay attention to our speeches about seizing the means of fursuit production, he still was our brother. A symbolical funeral will be held in the Rainforest Hall at 15:30 Wednesday. Papa Tony's 1 for 2 deal. That's a fucking terrible deal. Order any 1-topping pizza and pay for a second one. Mention this ad and you'll get an additional $1 on your order. Offer expires on December 31st. Wanted, G. Heffley vandalizes library. Written by David Johnson. In the furry community, well-known G. Heffley has been discovered after a long time, after being the #1 wanted furry in the United States. He was diagnosed with new schizophrenia tendencies and is currently being taken to an asylum. It is assumed that he went for a long time without any outside contact. Friday. This is it. The final station of my train of madness following my hit on the head. I'll be in this rubber cell, probably forever. They said I was in for attempted murder, which sounds fair to me, but I was also in for manic episodes following a long time of degeneracy. Yeah, they still don't believe me. I already managed to recover out of my mad phase. At least I can get high off the heavy meds they give me. Speaking of heavy meds, a cell neighbor of mine just had to write an apology after taking them due to having chopped off the head of an asylum staff. Yes, chopped off with a regular knife. I think this summarized this place perfectly. I will not murder because that makes the family sad. Saturday. This morning, the staff said some woman was going to visit me. Unsurprisingly, they were right. A few hours, or days, me getting off high meds fucked up my sense of time. I got a knock on my cell door. Now guess who it is, my dear diary? No, it's not Mom. Not anyone else from my family either. Not one of my previous furry friends. Sadly, not even Holly Hills. It's Dr. S. Fisher. Out of all the people, it's her. Well, what did she want to say? You as a rhetoric ready may ask. To cut it short, she said she had top secret information about me, but didn't specify what exactly. In 2 days, she'll visit me again. Wish me luck. Sunday. I have this strange feeling. I don't know if it's because of the top secret information I'm going to receive or if it's just because of the drugs. But I feel like something big is going to end. My life? Maybe. But I don't feel suicidal. Me being in an asylum? Nah. I said something big. Maybe my long adventure is coming to an end. I remember when Riley invited me to Rainforest on that day. That started it all. He wasn't a furry himself, but he knew I was going to like it, and that was enough for him to be content. If he didn't invite me to it, or just simply didn't hit me on the head in Rainforest, then this entire adventure wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have realized I have multiple personalities. I wouldn't have been arrested by Gamers Against Furries. I wouldn't have been taken to the asylum, and most importantly, I wouldn't have desperately tried to be myself again. But now that I'm thinking about my early life, something doesn't quite add up. Something doesn't feel right. Monday. I'm not sure I can even describe my emotions using the English language, and any other language won't cut it either. This changes everything. Everything. Just these 2 images changes everything I ever thought I knew about myself. I am barely able to read as I'm writing this, documenting reality. Gregory's 6th birthday party. Gregory's first day of middle school. These 2 images disprove every knowledge I had about my furry life. Was I born this way? No, I wasn't. I was not a furry originally. I did not have furry friends in elementary school. Everything was a lie. A giant lie. And it was them who I despised, who uncovered the truth. I simply did not expect all of this when Fisher showed me the documents. Just everything. Tuesday. I first wanted to write down a detailed explanation on how Fisher got me out of the asylum, or how I finally managed to find myself again through, well, being myself. But I think I'll just cut it short here. Sorry, future fans and journalists, but this will be my last page in this book. For now, this adventure has come to the end. Page 69. Nice. So it looks like that is the end of Greg the Furry. And that left us on a crazy plot twist. Greg was not originally a furry, and he was not originally a degenerate. So what happened? Wait. So if he was diagnosed with schizophrenia in this newspaper here, could he have just made up that entire adventure? But if that's the case, why is Gamers Against Furries a magazine here? If they're not real and if he made it up in his head, how is that possible that they exist? Kind of gives me vibes of like that one Moon Knight story where he's in an asylum, and of course Moon Knight has all those different personalities. Of course he doesn't have a personality of him being a furry, but you get the gist. Let me know what you guys thought about the ending of Greg the Furry. That was definitely something I did not see coming. Him being diagnosed with schizophrenia and being locked up in a mental asylum, possibly for the entire story, was definitely something I did not see coming. There it is, we finally read Greg the Furry. I know you guys have been requesting the story for at least a year, and I'm very happy to be releasing it on Christmas Day. Just a little Christmas present to you guys, because I know you've been wanting this story for quite a while. So that's going to do it for me. I hope all of you guys enjoyed. If you did, of course, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to see more Diary of a Wimpy Kid fanfiction stories coming out. If you want me to read any stories, leave it in the comments below and eventually I'll get to it. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys enjoy the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.